Hello and welcome back to my channel Christian Faith and Fiction. My name's Lou and today I want to share with you some of the Christian fiction books coming out in October 2021. Hey, how are you all doing? These are the Christian fiction books that I can find. As usual, I put them into their genres and there's more information about each book on the blog post that I'll link below in the description box. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed or liked or commented on my videos. I really appreciate that. So starting off with historical fiction, A Picture of Hope by Liz Tolsma releases on the 1st of October. Journalist Nellie Wilkerson has spent the bulk of the war in London photographing mothers standing in milk lines, and she's bored. She jumps at the chance to go to France, where the Allied forces recently landed. There she enlists John Paul Breslau of the French underground to take her to the front lines. On the journey they stumble upon a great tragedy, leaving a girl with special needs being orphaned. The Heart of a Cowboy by Jody Hedlund releases on the 5th of October. Brilliant scientist Linnea Newberry is on the adventure of a lifetime, travelling the Santa Fe Trail with her grandfather, Dr. Powell, on a botanical expedition to Colorado Territory. She longs to be taken seriously by the other team members, but at every calamity she faces, her grandfather threatens to send her home. A Deep Divide by Kimberley Woodhouse releases on the 5th of October. After being kidnapped as a child, heiress Emma Grace McMurray has seen firsthand the devastation that greed causes in the world, and she wants nothing to do with it, including her father's offering her hand in a business deal. She sneaks away to be a Harvey girl at El Tovar Grand Canyon Hotel, planning to stay hidden even if it means always looking over her shoulder. A View Most Glorious by Regina Scott releases on the 5th of October. Headstrong Coraline Baxter has worked all her life to be more than the spoiled socialite others expect. When her beloved stepfather's bank is threatened by the Panic of 1893, she makes a deal with arrogant entrepreneur Cash Kincaid, who has been pressuring her to marry him. If she can climb Mount Rainier, he will bail out the bank. All Cora needs is a guide to get her to the top. Waiting on Love by Tracie Peterson releases on the 5th of October. Elise Wright loves her Great Lakes life on board her father's ship, the Mary Elise. As cook, Elise can keep an eye on her father and the grief he bears, fulfilling a promise to her late mother, but in doing so she may forfeit love and a family of her own. All That Is Secret by Patricia Raybon releases on the 5th of October. Can an amateur detective solve the cold case mystery of her lost father's murder? In the winter of 1923, Professor Annalee Spain, a daring but overworked theologian at a small Chicago Bible college, receives a cryptic telegram calling her home to Denver to solve the mystery of the murder of her beloved but estranged father. For a young black woman searching for answers in a city ruled by the KKK could mean real danger. Still, with her literary hero Sherlock Holmes as inspiration, Annalee launches her hunt for clues, attracting two surprise allies: Eddie, a relentless young white boy searching for his missing father, and Jack, a handsome black pastor who loves nightclub dancing and rides in his sporty car, awakening Annalee's heart to the surprising highs and lows of romantic love. Shiloh by Laurie Benton releases on the 5th of October. December 1795. A year has passed since Ian Cameron reluctantly sent his uncle's former slave, Siona, and her son Gabriel north to his kin in Boston. Determined to fully release them, Ian strives to make a life at Mountain Laurel, his inherited plantation, along with Judith, the wife he's vowed to love and cherish. But when tragedy leaves him alone with his daughter, Mandy, and his 3 remaining slaves, he decides to return north. An act of kindness on the journey provides Ian the chance to obtain land near the frontier settlement of Shiloh, New York, perhaps even the hope for a new life with those he still holds dear. Love on the Range by Mary Connealy releases on the 5th of October, and this is the Brothers in Arms book 3. Wyatt Hunt is temporarily bedridden and completely miserable, Somehow, Molly Garner's limited skills have made her the most qualified in their circle to care for Wyatt, but by the time he's healed, she's fed up with him and the whole ungrateful family, for even worse than his grumpiness were the few unguarded moments when he pulled at her heartstrings, and she has long determined to never marry. Every Knee Shall Bow by Bryan Litfin releases on the 12th of October, and this is Constantine's Empire Book 2. The year is AD 316. Imperial persecution has ended, but Christianity's future still hangs in the balance. Will churches rise in Rome, where pagan temples once stood? Will the true scriptures replace the myths of the gods? Will Jupiter finally bow the knee to the Lord Jesus? In Mystery and Suspense, Labyrinth of Lies by Irene Hannon releases on the 5th of October. When the daughter of a high-profile businessman disappears from an exclusive girls' boarding school, police detective Kate Riley is tapped for an undercover assignment. It doesn't take her long to realise that beneath the veneer of polish and wealth, things are not as they seem at Ivy Hill Academy. But the biggest surprise of all, the only man she ever loved is also working at the school. Night Prey by Susan Sleeman releases on the 15th of October. She lived for upholding the law. Defence attorney Malone Reed doesn't want to go to her 15-year class reunion. Attending means running into her former high school flame, now Portland police detective Liam Murphy. But when the committee decides to honour her for her pro bono work with homeless teens, she knows it would be churlish not to attend. She will have to go and make the best of it. But the law won't save her. She Had a Name by Joy Ohagwu, I hope I pronounced that right, releases on the 19th of October. Seen as the girl with the quick wit and a southern charm, Asia Powers Bancroft settles into a new town with one goal: to blend in and stay unrecognisable, until she stumbled upon a situation which led to a gunfight that altered her choices to stay invisible. False Prophet by Rachel Dillon releases on the 26th of October. When an arsonist destroys Windy Ridge Community Church, Pastor Dan is shaken to the core. He calls on attorney Olivia Murray and her boyfriend Grant Baxter to help secure a place for worship services. Shockingly, the city of Windy Ridge denies the church's application to use the civic centre, and Olivia brings a lawsuit to protect the church's constitutional rights. And then Love-Inspired Suspense is releasing several books. I think they do quite regularly, so I thought I'd mention some this month. Texas Christmas Revenge by Connie Queen, Yukon Justice by Dana Mentink, Yuletide Cold Case Cover-Up by Jessica R. Patch, Smoky Mountain Ambush by Karen Kirst, Holiday Suspect Pursuit by Katie Lee, and Hiding His Holiday Witness by Laura Scott, and I think they all release on the 26th of October. In contemporary, A Flicker of Light by Katie Powner releases on the 5th of October. 21-year-old B never expected to move back to her hometown in Montana, especially not as a college dropout with a husband in tow and a baby on the way. She insists the stay at her dad's is only temporary, until she can get back on her feet, but the truth is she has no idea what to do now. In romance, Tacos for Two by Betsy St. Armand releases on the 12th of October. Rory Perez, a food truck owner who can't cook, is struggling to keep the business she inherited from her aunt out of the red, and an upcoming contest during Modest's annual food truck festival seems the best way to do it. The prize money could finally give her a solid financial footing and keep her cousin with special needs paid up at her beloved assisted living home. Then maybe Rory will have enough time to meet the man she's been talking to via an anonymous online dating site. Riverbend Gap by Denise Hunter releases on the 19th of October. When Caitlin Loveland's car veered off a winding Appalachian mountain road, she thought she was done for. That is, until Cooper Robinson, local sheriff's deputy, came to her rescue, and though Katie narrowly escaped her brush with death, she still fell hard. She wasn't the only one, but soon Cooper learns that the woman he's more attracted to than any he's ever met is his brother's new girlfriend, and therefore unquestionably off limits. The Physician's Helper by Rose Fresquet releases on the 26th of October. He was in love with his best friend, but she got engaged to his brother. Just when Lucas Matthews was about to reveal his secret feelings for his best friend Britt, his brother beat him to the punch and proposed to her, forcing Lucas to take desperate measures. Those books sound quite similar to each other. I guess they're probably quite different, really. Forgiving Paris by Karen Kingsbury releases on the 26th of October. In Indiana, Ashley Baxter Blake and her husband are about to take an anniversary trip to Paris, where a French gallery will show her paintings, but Ashley is hesitant. More than 2 decades ago, she made her most grievous mistake in Paris. She has never forgiven herself for what happened there, and she still harbours secrets she is afraid will come to light. And finally, in fantasy and sci-fi, Wolf Soldier by James R. Hannibal releases on the 12th of October. The fate of the Dragonlands are at play. The Knights of the Light Raider Order disappeared nearly 2 generations past. Now the Keladon have withdrawn behind their barriers, and the Dragonlands of bordering Tanalithar are overrun with dark oppression. The people are living in disobedience to the rescuer who freed them long ago. A shepherd boy, Connor Anarian, and 4 young initiates rekindle the fires of the Light Raider Order in the hope of striking out across the mountains into the Tanalithar to destroy a portal and stop an impending invasion. If you know of any other books that are coming out in October, then do let us all know down in the comments. Are any of those ones that you are interested in reading? Also let me know. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a really great week, and I'll see you again soon. God bless. Bye.